going?
See you there.
I'm Chanterelle.
And I'm Loomis. Introduce yourself more.
Nice to see all of you here today. This is
Don't
going to be
worry.
a fun one. We're going to look for some bugs. I'm very excited for it. But a little bit about myself. My name's Chanterelle. I love mushrooms. I think they're the coolest thing. But also, I love bugs and exploring and just finding cool stuff outside. My favorite food is tortilla. I love
Plain?
tortilla. Huh?
Just one singular tortilla.
No, with anything in there. Like we're talking quesadillas, burritos, tacos. It doesn't matter what you put in it. I'll eat it if it's in a tortilla. I love tortilla.
Nice. Lumen, some things about me are that I made this hat myself because it's an insect hat. See?
Oh, nice.
These are slotted spins. And one of my favorite hobbies is getting 8 hours of sleep. Sometimes I like to do it even 3 times in one day. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I also really, really love TikTok. And yeah, that's all from me.
Cool. Well, today, since we're going to be talking about insects and invertebrates and bugs and all of that cool stuff, I figure we got to get warmed up because we're going to explore a bit, you know.
A little dead back there.
So we're going to do some invertebrate stretching.
Yeah.
You
start us off.
Okay, I'll start us off. First, we got to wiggle out with the worm like this. Everyone wiggle out with the worm. Get loose. Get the juices flowing. Get your, insect blood moving. Invertebrate blood. All right. Who's got another one for us? Come on up, Hazel. Can't copy the water bug if you go first.
I'm gonna do the stretch of a butterfly, and you can imagine you're in the water and you're swimming like a butterfly, like.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Heart
Arm
opener. Nice.
stretches.
That's good.
Open up your shoulders.
Do
Do it reverse.
Now only one arm, one wing. Yeah. Nice.
Other way.
Wow. It's like,
Wow. I'm
could
so
be like,
glad you
like
came
a
up with
softball
that.
pitcher.
What a fun one.
Cool. Does anyone else have one? Roots, maybe come on up.
Yeah, this is called the water bug. So
Oh,
you gotta
this is
get
the water
real small, and then you go water bug, water bug, water bug, water bug. One more, water bug. One more, water bug.
Oh my
Cool.
gosh, Poppy's itching to come up
Come
here.
on up here, Poppy.
It's true. Okay. I've got the praying mantis. You
Oh,
go
classic.
one leg bounce.
What's the noise?
Oh, you gotta go. And you gotta alternate legs. Oh yeah. Two more.
Well,
That's my
that's
favorite.
crazy. Cove is so ready to come up here and do one. Come on, Cove. Oh,
Come
we're
on
so
up
excited for
here.
your insect stretch.
Oh, you get that sweatshirt in Bend, Oregon? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Bend, Oregon. Just like I like Ben.
All right, what's your stretch?
I don't think this
buddy?
is an insect, but I'm gonna do buzzard bee.
Oh, it is an insect.
Oh, good.
Man,
Love it. Love it. All right.
I'm
So,
feeling juiced.
yeah, I'm ready to go for sure. Today, like we said, we're going to be talking about invertebrates. We'll talk more about what that actually is later, but we want to hear from you guys what you think an invertebrate is. So go ahead and comment what you think makes an invertebrate and maybe some examples that you know, maybe even some of the ones that we did stretches of just now. But before we get into all that stuff and we take your comments, I have a story for you.
You're going to tell him?
Yeah, I feel like I have to. It inspired this whole lesson that we're going to do today. Yeah, it was pretty funky.
It's super weird.
You know, at nighttime, sometimes there's like some weird, sort of almost magical stuff that happens at Outdoor Ed, and I had one of these weird experiences last night. I was like so nervous in my bed for the live stream this morning. So, it was,
Aw.
yeah, I know, it was pretty cute.
No pasa nada.
But I was having trouble sleeping, and when I finally got to that point where I was halfway in between waking and sleeping, and you know that feeling where you're like gonna be you feel like you're falling, and then you jolt awake? You guys know that one? Yeah, I feel like it happens to everybody. That happened to me, except instead of that feeling of falling, I heard a noise, and it was just like this. Yeah, and I woke right up. I jolted awake. And as soon as I jolted awake, I heard another noise. And it went like this.
Oh.
I was like, what is happening? It was like,
Oh, okay.
Wait.
did you catch that one?
One
One
more
more?
time. Oh, okay, yeah.
First one again?
So I decided to first investigate the first noise that I heard. All right, so I got up and I live with some of the other naturalists. So I was like, oh my gosh, somebody is farting in their sleep. I guarantee it. So I go and I'm looking around and I hear from Lumen's door down the hall. I heard just the faintest little farts, but it just kept going. It was just like. So solved the first mystery. It was Lumen farting the whole time. Right? Tell them about how you
This
fart in
is an
sleep.
absolute lie.
She was asleep. She doesn't know. Anyways, but I had to figure out what the next noise was, and I feel like no one else is screaming in their sleep, and everyone's lights are off. So I was like, what the heck? Maybe it was just in my head, you know, the screaming part. I have no idea. So I go back to sleep, and I get lulled to sleep into that half asleep state by those little tiny farts that Lumen was making. It was just like, drop the beat. And I was about to fall asleep when I heard that noise again.
Oh.
Was yelling again, so I was like, all right, this time I have to figure out what it is or else I'm not going to get any sleep. So I go, get up, all the lights are still off, it's no one in the house. So I go outside and I look around, and there's no one there. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to deal with this and just listen to these screams every time I'm about to fall asleep. So I turned to go back inside, and then I heard a voice. And that voice called out my name. It said, Shanty! Shanty! And I was like, oh my gosh, that was somebody talking to me. So I turned around, still no one there.
Suspicious.
Until I heard, down here. And I was like, oh my gosh. Looked straight down, and there it was. A little worm! And I picked it up,
Aw.
and it was sitting in my hands, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mr. Worm, what's up? And that is when it started to bawl. Started sobbing like tears everywhere. The waterworks, it was happening. Anyways, I was like, Mr. Worm, what is going on? Why are you screaming? Why are you crying? What's the deal? And the worm looked up at me and went, excuse me. Yeah, it was a sassy worm for sure.
You asked it what the deal was.
Yeah, I asked it what the deal was, and the worm said, first of all, my name is not Mr. Worm. It is Gusano. And I was like, okay, that just means worm in Spanish. Same thing. I'll call you Gusano, though, if that's your name. So I was like, okay, Mr. Gusano, what is the deal? What's going on? Why are you crying outside of my house and keeping me up all night? And it looked at me right in the eyes, got really close. It, like, stretched its whole worm body out like this. And it was like, all right, buddy, Buster. All you naturalists do all day long is just talk about deer and rabbits and coyotes and birds and hawks and all this other stuff, all these huge animals, these big animals, and you just totally forget about all these tiny creatures that do all these really important and amazing things for our forest and every ecosystem in the entire world. And I was like, oh my gosh, Gusano, you're so right. We need to give you the respect that you deserve. And along with all the other invertebrates out there that are doing such important things, breaking down dead stuff in the soil, pollinating, doing all these really important things for our ecosystems. So,
Do you want to hear what other invertebrates the students came up with?
yeah, what do we got? Let's hear it.
Well, Kaylee.
Cool socks.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, those are awesome.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
I just wanted to highlight the importance of invertebrates by wearing some pink.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Haley
Without
said
any
that a
explanation.
slug is an invertebrate. Is that
Boom.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Kaylee, spot on.
And then Slippery Salamander wanted to help define that term invertebrate. And they said it's an insect or a bug.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a beginning.
Insects and bugs
That's
are
part of that definition, right? And then the last comment I have from Kaylee is that, Lumen, she really thinks your hat is cool.
Thanks, Kaylee. I made it.
A couple more comments from the
Yeah, let's
students.
hear it. What do you guys
Edward thinks that an invertebrate is an animal without a backbone.
got? Nice,
Pretty
Edward.
cool. Olive thinks that an ant is an invertebrate.
Totally,
And Slippery
for sure.
Salamander also mentioned that he thinks a snake
A
is an
snake.
invertebrate.
Well, we'll talk more
Yeah.
after this cool song about what makes an invertebrate. And then maybe we'll have some insight on whether or not a snake is an invertebrate or not. But first, we have to sing a song and pay our respects to all these invertebrates in our Gusano. All right, and this song is called Gusano. Okay, and it goes like this. We're going to learn it repeat after me style.
Repeat after me.
After me style.
Cool. So it goes like this. You got to, first of all, you got to stand up. That's why we got all our wiggles out before with the invertebrate stretches. You got to get your elbow up like this, and you go Gusano na 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 no. Sing.
Sing. Oh, my identity.
And you do it twice. Gusano na 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 no. Sing. I aerate the earth.
I aerate the earth
As I tunnel
as I tunnel
and squirm.
and squirm.
Okay.
I am proud
I am proud
to be called
to be called
a worm.
a worm.
So that flamenco clap there, is going to be very important. At the end of the chorus there, you're got to do the flamenco clap, and at the end of every line in the verse, so we'll go like this.
Like really sad.
I am a worm. Yeah, the sassier you get, the better
Look over
it
your
goes.
shoulder.
All right, are we ready? Cholo, will you hop in there? You need a pick? Are you good?
Griselda
I got
says
you
this
one.
is fun.
Picture Zelda.
I think it's fun too.
Thanks, Cholo.
You know it's a fun time.
All right,
It's squiggly.
ready? You guys ready? Elbows up.
So ready.
You na 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 no. I aerate the earth as I tunnel
And
squirm. I am proud to be called
a worm. I am a worm, a wondrous worm. It's down under that I love to squirm, to eat the dead as a living's my toil. And what comes out makes magnificent soil. Louder!
I aerate the earth as I tunnel
And
squirm. I am proud to be called a worm.
our tunnel's so fun. It rains all night. Come up for air to be killed by light. When people die, worms attend though it's dull. But no one comes to a worm's funeral.
I aerate the earth as I tunnel and squirm. I am proud to be called a worm. A robin's cute, but have you heard of the massacre of the early bird? We do such good. From us you could learn, but you make us fish bait in return. Sing louder. I aerate the earth as I tunnel and squirm. I am proud to be called a worm.
Woo!
Gusano feels better about that.
Yeah, I think I can hear him. So let's go back to what Slippery Salamander was saying about what an invertebrate is. And everyone take your little Gusano finger and reach behind your head and feel your backbone. So, we have a backbone that keeps us standing strong and tall and holds everything together. But an invertebrate has, I'm kind of massaging myself there, has no backbone at all. It's an animal with no backbone. Instead, it has an exoskeleton on the outside that protects it and gives it structure. So, I think that we should go looking for some.
Yeah, but we can't just go and just be like wandering around looking for invertebrates.
Why
That's not
not?
really how it works. Because usually most of them are really small, so we have to look really closely. But Lumen, I'll tell you, there's a cool place that we can go. We can visit this place anywhere that we are, and
I'm
we will be able.
suspicious.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll convince you. But we can visit it anywhere, and once we enter this world, we can actually find some invertebrates and other cool things. All right. Yeah, I'll tell the students
Let's
about
bring
it. Okay?
Outdoor Ed to try it.
So, this place that we're talking about is called the World of Small. And it's honestly pretty easy to get there, but you just have to know what you're looking for and how to enter this world. So all you need to do is get really close up to something and look at the little details, and you'll be pretty amazed at what you can find there, okay? So it goes like this. My favorite way is to go on my stomach and look for things. Just get really low and really close up. So right here in the duck, you can find some pretty cool stuff. All right. Like, oh, thanks for that. Oh, Outdoor Ed, what's up?
Shanty, what are you looking at?
Did you enter the world of small already?
I also did.
You did? Cool. All right. Oh, there it goes. Here,
Stop
yep.
things.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, I found a rock.
Nice. Yeah, tell us what you're seeing down there.
There's a rock that's in the soil.
Awesome. I love it.
I'm trying to dig it out, but I can't.
So we'd love to see you guys at home enter the world of small in your houses, and we'd love to hear what you find there. It's something great to do in your backyard, but right now you can just do it in whatever room that you're in. Doing your entering the world of small. So we'd love to hear about it. And for now, the naturalists can enter the world of small as well, and we'll see what they're gonna find. Yeah, spread out, you guys. So let's go check out what the naturalists are finding in the world of small. Whoa, what did you find out there? That's a rock. Looks like a nice little piece of quartz. Cool. All right, let's go see what Poppy is finding in the world of small that she entered over here.
Jess says that she can enter the world of small by looking at her guinea pig.
Oh, snap.
Nice.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of details on your guinea pig, Jess, that maybe you didn't notice before if you get really close up.
So what
Jed said that he found a crumb in his world.
No way.
I
cool.
found, I don't know if you can see it, but right in here are all these spider webs. So even though it's not really an insect or invertebrate itself, it's kind of like evidence of one. You can tell that there has been one here because of the spider webs. And I would not have noticed unless I'd gotten into that world of small and gotten really close.
Very cool, Poppy. Thank you. That's super awesome. All right, let's go ahead.
Check out Millipede.
Oh, Millipede's getting really up close. Maybe we can take a look at what she's got over there. Oh, nice.
Really, really cool.
Wow, that's just little tiny.
It's a different color right here. This new leaf bud. And then you can see it kind of a different size right here. It started to open up. And as I touch it, it's a lot softer. It's almost like soft rubber. And this is like a lot pointier. It's the baby redwood.
All right, let's bring it on back. And
Ooh, Somebody's got the cool things over here. Two, not one, but two. Let's go check it out.
let's see what she's got.
Maybe even 4 things. The possibilities are endless. Okay, first I found this little thing. Look, pew, pew, pew. It's like pink and kind of fuzzy, and it.
Oh,
it's a
slime mold.
If you poke it, it gets all smoky. And then I found this little slimy guy right there.
Is that a slug?
Slug.
Nice.
And then I found this tiny spider web. So many things could be living in there.
That's cool.
And
Probably spiders.
then I found this fungus looking thing that looks like honeycomb.
Very cool. I like you're using your, it reminds me of
Look at that.
In the World of Small. It's pretty cool.
It's a cool place.
It is. All right, let's bring it on back.
Wow.
We got some other things for you guys.
Gonna tell about some of the things that the students found in their world of small.
Yeah, what else we got?
Kyle found his 2 guinea pigs, Percy and Joy.
Nice.
Gage found some dog hair in his world of small. And Slippery Salamander found Nutella.
What?
I love it. I love it.
Olive also found dog hair. Ludwig found a little snake.
Cool.
And maybe a frog.
Oh my god.
I know, I'm questioning how they found a snake and a frog
Ludwig,
in their house,
That's
but
crazy. That's very cool though.
that's what they told us about. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to Allison who finally picked their nature name.
Ooh.
It's Sugar Pine.
Nice.
Cool. And then after Edward, hello. Jacob has a question for you.
Yeah.
Jacob really needs to know, do you still have shorts?
So I had pants the whole time. I just pulled them up because when I didn't have shoes on. But look at this. Boo! Boo! I got shoes and socks on. That's pretty crazy. But the thing is that when you don't have shoes or socks on, then your pants drag on the floor. So I had to roll them up. But now that I have shoes, they stop them from rolling. So now I can make them as pants because it's kind of cold outside right now. It's kind of cold.
Cool, thanks, Edward. So, actually, now that you're here, and we taught you about the world of small, we have 2 other super cool ways that you can go looking for invertebrates or other little tiny things in your own home or backyard. Do you want to learn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. Should we head over to Cholo and Soleil first?
We have some celebrity naturalists to help us learn these different ways to find our invertebrates.
Hi. We're just chanting our bug song because we found a bunch of bugs while we were out flipping logs this morning.
Right.
I want to show you how to flip a log. Outdoor Ed.
Yeah.
It's the best way to find bugs.
Here, I'll practice on this tiny log.
Yeah, we can practice on this tiny log. So, now that you have 2 shoes, it would make sense that you want to use them all the time. So I bet you just want to use your shoe to move over that log. But why do you think we might not want to use our feet to flip over these logs?
I could take any guess. The reason why we're flipping over this log is because the critters are underneath, and if I just went and kicked it,
Yeah.
it'd be like pretty much an earthquake is happening to their home.
Exactly. So what we want to do is we want to get underneath, and we're going to use our hands. But for this, do you think we would push the log away from us, or would we pull it towards us?
Push away.
Push away. We'd actually pull towards us mainly because if we push, we might accidentally push and squish the bugs underneath. But also if we pull, let's say there's a snake underneath your log, it'll give it a chance to escape and also protect you. So I'll come on this side of this log. You want to move it towards you, pull it towards you in one swift motion. So if it's too big, you can get a partner to do it. But pretty sure these are big enough for us. So we're gonna pull towards us, and you're gonna look underneath from left to right slowly, and see what you find.
What's under there?
Let's see.
Is it okay to move the duff out of there?
Yeah, it's okay to move the duff. And if you notice, it's 2 different colors, so that might tell us that it might be a little damp, a little more moist.
Oh, we have a little slug.
Oh my gosh, that scares me.
Whoa, I just need to move away.
All right. Wow, I'm so glad we found this slug because we have a little visual to show you about these animals, slugs and snails. They're called gastropods. And one way that we can tell what a gastropod is, obviously if you see a slug or a snail, you know it's a gastropod, but it's really cool because they have just one big foot on the bottom of their body, and that actually is what helps them move. Pretty much slugs and snails are just one big foot and a stomach. Pretty cool. Chola, why don't you take us over and show us some of the other cool stuff that you and Soleil were finding over there?
Next, flipping your log, you want to make sure you flip it back carefully. You want to make sure we don't squish the slug. And I'll take you over to Soleil, where she'll show you all these really cool bugs we found.
We've got so many animals. Our first one is this snail, which, like Shani said, is a gastropod. You can see that one big foot that goes all the way underneath its body. That helps it stick on. And we got... Oh, it seems... Oh no, he's still in there. I thought he might have escaped. All right. We've got a big beetle, which is pretty cool, yeah.
We'd love to hear some observations that you guys have at home about these different invertebrates and insects that we're finding.
Two very different creatures that you can find underneath.
What do you notice that's different from this slug to the other slug we just found underneath that log?
Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
Wow, it looks like we actually have a millipede over here.
We do. There's a real
that's
millipede on this table.
Oh, wait, this is the wrong millipede. She's actually, that's
there she is.
Millipede,
Oh gosh, the millipede. You got it?
I was distracted. It's right here. Oh, so we found this critter here. This is a millipede, and we can tell it's a millipede because there's two body segments, two legs per body segment. Here it is. Here it is. It's a tiny one. They're usually a little bigger, and they're usually slow, but this one actually moves really fast. Let's see if we can get it on the board. Oh, watch that flip. Watch that flip. There it goes. Uses the antennae to feel its way around. It's probably feeling really lost on this whiteboard. But if you can see, there's two legs per body segment, as opposed to its similar insect, the centipede. Should we show off that centipede?
For sure. Here you go, millipede.
Check it out. Can you zoom in on that? One leg per segment. And they're actually hunters. The millipedes are decomposers, so these guys are a lot faster, so they can catch their prey. Oh, but right now it's being kind of tame. What do you notice the differences between this millipede and this centipede? Cool.
Slippery salamander found an ant. Ludwig wanted to clarify that the snake and frog they found are actually their pets.
Oh,
Makes so much sense, right?
We were wondering, yeah, it makes total sense.
And then Evelyn really got into her world of small and looked underneath the hair of her guinea pig where it has a white spot and noticed that the skin is also white.
No way.
Isn't that cool? She really got up close.
What a cool way to get in the world of
Then
small.
we have one question from Redwood.
But we did kind of like a little tree shaking method. So like Roots is doing, just kind of grab the tree, shake the branches a little bit, because lots of insects like to live in there. And then you can see after you shake for a while if anything fell onto the paper. And let's see.
And we actually found one earlier.
Right there.
Nice. The small ones.
Yeah, that we had to put in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why don't you feel it, Ed?
Yeah, I'll feel it.
Maybe really gently. Oh,
Just
yeah.
to the side.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
Look at how it moves.
Yeah, it's got
Any ideas what this is going to turn into?
outdoor.
I'm sorry.
Nice catch. Sweet, thanks, Poppy.
No problem.
Come back. Some cool things. So, we found so many different examples of invertebrates just with those two methods, and there's so many other things that you can do at home to go find them. All you have to do is remember to get down, get low, and really, really focus. And one of those categories of invertebrates that we want to talk about are an insect. Because an insect has special qualifications that
You
make
said it. Yeah, we insects are really important.
Who
Yeah.
are you?
I'm Buzz. How you doing? You put insects down at the bottom of the list here. You talked about all the other invertebrates, but not us insects.
Are you offended?
It's about time. Yeah. Yeah, you really...
That bugs you?
No, it humans me. It humans me. I'm sick of people saying buzz off and it bugs me. I say you human off and you human me. And just think about it. What would it be like if you were me? So lay down on the ground there.
No!
Just get down on the ground. Now, can you imagine seeing a foot coming over you like this?
No!
Because you're freaked out?
No,
That's
you
what
just
happens
freaked
to
me
us.
out.
We have to do that all the time. It really humans me.
I respect insects so much so that I'm trying to teach some students about them. Do you mind staying?
Oh yeah,
As a
I can.
peace offering?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about us insects.
Do you mind if I use your qualifications?
Sure.
Sweet. So, how you know that an insect is an insect are because of 6 different things. The first one is that all insects have a head.
Oh yeah, I got a head.
Not always a pretty one, but they have
Yeah.
one. And then
Look
they
who's
have.
talking.
That's hilarious. And then they have a thorax. Plus, can you show us where your thorax is? Nice.
Thorax is actually kind of here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then connected to the thorax is the abdomen.
I got mine back here. You got yours in the front.
And what does your abdomen do for you?
Well, my abdomen.
Abdomen.
Thank you. I don't speak English usually. My abdomen has an ovipositor in there, so I can lay eggs.
Nice.
And then it's also where I go to the bathroom and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's my
All purpose.
inner stuff.
Nice. And
Yeah.
then on their head they have 2 compound eyes.
Yeah, I see you and you and you and you and you and you. Yeah.
Nice. 2 antennae.
Antennae.
And not 1, not 2, not 7, but 6 legs.
6 glorious legs
Where
we've
are
got.
they? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. For an old insect, you're pretty intact.
I'm in pretty good shape, yeah.
Yeah. So, I have a game to play to help us remember.
All right.
So, what you do for this game, you all can play too. And at home, you can also play. It's a super fun game called 1, 2, 3 Insect.
1, 2, 3 insect.
And when I say insect, you choose one of those parts. So you can either choose compound eyes,
I got them.
head,
Head,
thorax,
abdomen,
or antennae,
antennae.
or 6 legs. There's a lot of options, 6 options. And when I say 1, 2, 3, I'm going to do it. And if you at home have the same one as me, or any of you have the same one as me, you are out. So comment at home if you win, if you lose, if you learned. Cool. Neutral position, everyone. 3, 2, 1, insect.
Oh! You got me right. That was a practice.
It was a practice.
That was a practice.
No worries. That's whatever you say. 1, 2, 3, insect. 1, 2, 3, insect. 1, 2, 3, insect. 1, 2, 3, insect. Yeah!
Buzz off. Buzz, you got Buzz. How can you get Buzz?
Sorry, Buzz. 3,
I'll
2,
play
1,
fair.
insect.
As long as nobody steps on me.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, insect. Nice! Pacific win. And Buzz, question.
Yeah.
Why did you bring a guitar?
Well, I'm following of all the other insect bands. I want to be in an insect band. You know, there's some very famous insect bands. Iron Butterfly, look it up. The Roaches, look it up.
I know.
And then
an
there's
invertebrate
Elvis Buzzley.
Oh.
And then the most famous insect band of all,
What?
the Beatles.
Also, I know a really famous invertebrate
Yeah?
band. The Banana Slug String Band. Check them out.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good. You can get them on Spotify. In fact, this song is on Spotify.
Oh yeah, it is. I was just listening.
Buzz, are you serious?
It is.
Are you plugging?
Well, some of my friends are in that band.
Do you play with 6 legs or just 2?
If I could play with 6, I could have a lot of other instruments playing. I could play drums. I could get my own band.
That's true.
Hey, to sing this song,
Yeah.
you gotta sing like me, like an insect, and you go hand, thorax, abdomen. We're built inside out, no bones within.
We're built inside out, no bones within.
Just keep seeing that head, thorax, abdomen. Where are those bug glasses? You guys should be wearing those.
Oh, I've got my hat.
Are you ready to sing at home? Here we go.
Hey, Les, check me out.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Head, thorax, abdomen. We're built inside out, no bones within. Head, thorax, abdomen. Talking about my 6-legged friend. Well, we go through metamorphic change. We turn from weird to really strange. Wings to fly, antennae too. Mouth parts too. Suck and chew. Head, thorax, abdomen. We're built inside out, no bones within. I want to hear you. Head, thorax, abdomen. Talking about my 6-legged friend. Well, some aren't so good to have around because they'll eat your garden down. Others are beneficial guests because we eat those garden pests. Head, thorax, abdomen. We're built inside out, no bones. Oh yeah. Head, thorax, abdomen. Talking about my 6-legged friends. Wasps, moths, flies and fleas, crickets, ants, beetles and bees. Each one has a part to play, from pollinating flowers to eating decay. Head, thorax, abdomen. We're built inside out, no bones within. Head, thorax, abdomen. Talking about my 6-legged friends. Now, if you want to change your point of view, get down on the ground and see what insects do. And if you see a foot in the air, hope it's a foot that walks with care. Head, thorax, abdomen. We're built inside out, no bones within. Head, thorax, abdomen. Talking about my 6-legged friends. Talking about my 6-legged friends. Take care of us insects. We're important.
Woo! Thanks, Buzz!
Bye-bye! See you later!
What insects and invertebrates do for our environment, like pollination, decomposition.
Yeah. We want to hear some more of these like really important things that invertebrates and insects do for our ecosystems from you guys. All right, so comment what you think invertebrates and insects do for us. Maybe some of the things that Buzz mentioned in the song. Maybe some of the things that Gusanos do from the other song. Yeah.
Maybe we can have some wrap-ups while they write their comments.
Yeah. This whole week we've been talking about all these different things at Outdoor Ed that we usually do, but we want you guys to do them at home since we can't come to Outdoor Ed right now. So we're gonna have all the different groups from throughout the week come up and tell you what you can do at home. So
Starting with
Monday.
Monday.
Who did
Disco.
Monday?
Oh, that's
All right, come on up. What should we do?
Hey.
Hey.
We hope that you join us on Monday to find your own magic spots and practice your 3 eyes, which we've been using all week long. Hopefully many of you also picked a nature name. I've been seeing a bunch in the comments, which is super awesome. Keep coming up with nature names.
And we also sang Banana Slug. Remember that song?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Another
find your
invertebrate.
magic spot and enjoy having your own quiet place in nature.
And Tuesday!
It's Roots and Poppy.
Hey, we talked about career changes and being a plant and how you can be a plant too.
True.
What else did we talk about, Pop?
We talked about some things that you could do with plants, like joining cool clubs. We've got belly up, feet up a tree, leaf tattoo club, so many options.
And we also talked about our celebrities, Big Red and Dead Fred.
See if you can come up with a story about a tree near you. Oh yeah.
Wednesday!
Whoa!
Hey,
Hey.
That jump was amazing!
thank you. I made it myself. This is Twig,
I'm Scale.
and we talked about habitats.
Habitats.
Oh yeah,
Habitats
hopefully-
are our home.
Exactly. Hopefully you learned
No
how to make your
habitat.
own habitat on your sidewalk or in your backyard or maybe in your own home that a critter can come and have a party in.
Also, you learned what a habitat needs. I want you to remember, what does a habitat need? Water, food, shelter, space. Boom!
Oh yeah.
See ya!
Away.
And Thursday!
Woo! Whoa! Careful, man, careful.
Fist
Slow down.
down.
So on Thursday we went to the beach and we have a couple things that you can do to keep you in that mindset no matter where you are. So first, you can always go listening for birds. On Monday you learned those natural skills of coyote ears, and you can use those no matter where you are to listen to birds and maybe even notice what kind of beaks or feet they have or just what colors they are, and listen to their songs.
Yeah, and we also showed you a really cool activity called Create a Critter, where you can think about those adaptations and what ecosystem your imaginary animal lives in and create a special animal of all your own.
And lastly, we showed you how to get, and we pinned a link in the comments of how to get to the Monterey Bay Aquarium live cameras. And you can look at all kinds of animals from all of those different beach-related ecosystems and just watch some animals you might not get to experience in real life, in person, in the wild. And they're really cool, and I could watch them for hours. Hope you enjoy them.
Friday.
What? That's you guys.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Cool. Well, today we looked for invertebrates and insects. We want you to remember how to tell the difference between some of these things. We looked at some spiders.
How to enter the world of small.
Yeah. And flipping logs, shaking trees, whole bunch of things. It looks like we have some comments from you guys
It's hard to
about
miss the
why
comment lady
invertebrates
today.
are important.
If you were wondering, the students had a lot of takeaways from this lesson.
Oh, I'm glad.
Slippery Salamander said that invertebrates are important because they eat pests.
Nice, slippery salamander.
And they also said that they can be food for our pets.
Oh, nice.
Like the
those guinea
frog
pigs. Oh,
or
okay.
the... like the guinea pig.
We- not a-
Yeah, guinea pigs did come up. Percy and Perseus.
Guinea pigs might eat some invertebrates. You never
Who's to
know.
say? Not me.
Jess wants everyone to know they learned that they break down dead organisms.
Nice.
And Kyle said that they decompose.
Love it.
Get
So,
down.
so many important reasons we have invertebrates.
Another comment lady. We just can't get enough of you two.
About the same exact times, except
10 to 11, Monday through Friday.
and
6:30
6:30 to 7:30 Tuesday through Thursday. No Monday campfire next week.
And the most important one, maybe, debatably, is Spanish on Wednesday at 11:15.
Well, I think now is the time for us to bring up a really important person.
Well, he said he had a lot to tell us, so
Yeah. Oh my. And it looks like he actually is fully
he seems
What?
stressed.
No.
fully
Oh,
booted
no.
up. Booted up.
What?
Are you,
His shoes.
Outer Ed, what's you found your last shoe?
I did.
Hopefully that
I
doesn't mean you're
found
leaving.
all my socks and my shoes. No, it does not mean that I'm leaving because throughout this week I learned a whole bunch of stuff. I learned not only to stay in one spot, right? The first day with my the opening one with Hazel and Scale.
What?
And then I also learned about career change. I don't have to be a hiker all the time. That's so crazy. I could be a plant,
A naturalist.
a naturalist, and what was Wednesday? Wednesday was Huh? Oh, I decompose so I can just hang out until I decompose, pretty much. I can be a pizza man. Mia Ham. Michael Jordan. Baby Stan. And then Thursday, I learned all about looking up in the sky and looking at all those cool birds. Maybe getting down to the beach and looking for those tiny little critters. And then today, I learned the best thing. Just to get into a different world and get a little buggy. I thought being buggy was kind of bad, but now I know from Buzz, buggy is not that bad.
Buzz
But
tried to stomp on me.
I think I have something else to say.
What?
I'm not actually Outdoor Edward.
No.
I am.
You lied to us.
I'm Trout. I'm one of the naturalists.
That's the best I've ever seen. The camera, man.
I wasn't gone for a week. I was actually Outdoor Edward the whole time.
I thought you were skydiving in the Mojave Desert.
Which is not 5 miles of distance.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody.
You just realized?
So everybody, you know, I really enjoyed being Outdoor Edward, but I didn't dress up as Outdoor Edward for no reason. The reason why I dressed up as Outdoor Edward is to kind of send a message. One of the messages that I wanted to send out today this week, is that you don't have to go and be a thru hiker and go to the top of a mountain to see something really special. Everything can be in your backyard, your front yard, your front park, even in your room or in the crumbs in your carpet. Yeah. And not only that, I, as Outdoor Edward, would throw trash in the very beginning and started cleaning up after himself. You can too. You can always be a part of this world and pick up trash, and that's always going to contribute to our climate today. And so the last thing that we do here at Outdoor Ed
We get it now.
is
Nice joke.
keep it down. Okay, is we pick a tree every year and we go ahead and take care of it. And every week we do a bunch of different things to help it survive. And so I want you to comment down below what are a few things that we should do to help keep this tree alive so that we can plant it at the end of the year. So does any of the naturalists maybe have an idea of something that they can do? Oh, nice! Water.
Does that have cubes in it?
It does. Nice. Cold. Maybe too cold for this. I'll just put a little bit in.
Nice. That's perfect amount of water. Thank you. Let's see.
Also said you needed water.
Nice, Gage. Awesome. Let's see. Do we have any other comments coming up? Maybe.
Kyle says it needs sunlight.
Sunlight. All right. So what we need to do is we need to get our magical fingers out. Okay. We're gonna all get our magical fingers out. Bring them up to the sky. Start collecting that solar energy and shoot it down to the plant. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that?
I definitely saw that. It just grew a little.
What grew?
It just twitched.
0.1 centimeters. It was crazy. All right. Is there anything else that we should do? We have water. We have sun.
Oh, we've got a comment from Sugar Pine. Sugar Pine thinks the tree needs air.
Air. Awesome. Yeah. It's all that carbon dioxide. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna wave our hands just like this and bring all that carbon dioxide towards that tree.
This reminds me of the helicopter club.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. And then we have what? Water. We have air. We have sun. One more thing, right?
One more thing?
Two more things.
Well, Slippery Salamander thinks our tree needs soil.
Soil! Oh my gosh. Can one of the naturalists come on up? It looks like Pacific is going to come up and bring up some soil.
Gonna get some.
What type of soil are you planning on?
Gonna get some, not just the top layer, but some of the good stuff.
Ooh, not just that duff, but also
Some of
that
the
bottom
dirt.
layer. Yeah, that's really awesome. Now we have our soil, we have our water, we have our air, and sunlight. We need just one more thing. Now that thing is really important for all trees to grow. especially if we're growing that tree. Anybody? No. Kyle, you are correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to warm up our heart just like this. And then we are going to shoot it down. Huh? That is also correct, because then the soil in there is going to keep being aerated right from that Gusano, so that the soil is going to be nice and fresh for it. That's perfect, yeah. Worms are definitely important. Now, this tree and us naturalists aren't the only thing that's important to keep this live stream going. We have a few people to thank. The first person that we should thank, who should we thank first of all? Cameraman! So let me grab this camera real quickly. Or you've just flipped it. There's Synergy, our medic. Awesome.
That's why he's the cameraman.
And if you think about anybody to comment, if you think of anybody to comment, you can comment down below to thank, okay? Does the naturalist have anything else? Tech Crew! Wave over there, Tech Crew. They're the ones that comment or answer all your comments. So we'll say some thank you for that. Is there any comments coming up?
Yeah, they want to thank Slippery Salamander wants to thank Scale and Twig.
Nice. Not only that, we can thank all the naturalists, so we can all say thank you to all the naturalists. Everybody just say thank you to all each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We should thank the students for watching.
Yes. Thank you, students.
Outdoor Edward, they also really want to thank you.
Oh, no. I'm blushing. Don't do that. Now, there's one more person that we need to thank, and this person's really important. They showed up on Monday. They have a really cool hat. Can anybody guess who that person might be?
There's a banana slug.
Banana slug hat. Let's see if we can get a comment.
The Woodrow Wilson students want everyone to know they wish they could be here with us to also meet this very special person who's about to come up.
Solar Steve!
Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. I'm grateful for these naturalists. Let the gratefulness surround us every day. What are you grateful for? Let us know. Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. I'm grateful for my boss and friend, Marie Mark. Surround us every day. Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. Let's shout out what we're grateful for. Here we go. Let the gratefulness surround us every day. Nature.
The forest.
Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. Focus. Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. Soil. Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. 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 Oh, family. Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. Can you see? Oh, let the gratefulness surround us every day. 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 Go out every day and find something grateful. Be grateful for something every day. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your pet. Maybe it's a little bit of nature. All righty. Well, thanks for joining us this week. We will see you next week. Join in, same times as all. I do want to mention our newsletter. Roots and Cove have done a fantastic and Hazel has done a fantastic job of putting that newsletter together. And I'm really happy about some of the places, articles in it. Some of the segments are the Club Corner. You can get in all the clubs. Also that mindfulness page. Mindfulness right now is a very important thing. It's slowing down. It's taking a look at what's around you. It's being grateful for the things that you do have that are around you, your family, the people that love you in your life. Those are really important things. So check out that gratefulness page as well. And I hope we reached you in planting the seed that nature is everywhere. It just takes time to sit, watch it, experience it, observe it, and get to know it. And the more we get to know it, the more we're going to work to keep this a clean and happy planet that we live on, a healthy planet that we live on. And I hope also, last thing here, that you've gotten to know these naturalists. Everybody has a different thing they offer, different talents, and maybe some of those traits, some of those naturalist traits that they have shown in themselves is something that you want to be like and emulate and as we move forward. So think about that and think about what you can learn from these wonderful people here. So we're going to sing our last song and we'll see you next week.
Never slide by. Our time is come to end. It's time to say goodbye. We've learned to share and make new friends. To share the earth and sky. It's time for new beginnings. Don't let that spirit die. Like a golden bird, the always free. The waves at sea, just let your spirit fly. Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye.
Sing it so we hear you.
Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye.
Sing it to our little tree.
Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye. Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye. We will plant a tree, this tree, as a symbol of our youth, your youth. We will set our arms free. The wind will blow the truth. We have come together like a wide and rolling sea. Now we must part, but we still won't part without fond memories. Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye.
See, it's the big red.
Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye.
See, it's a dead friend.
Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye. Just say goodbye. The song hello in your goodbye. So let the tree really grow. Let it grow. Let the shade grow across the land, this land. Knowing that your destiny is at your own command. And as you go, remember that to the place where we now stand. A family, a newborn tree, a circle holding hands. Just say goodbye with some hello in your goodbye.
Who are you going to sing it to? Let us know.
Just say goodbye with some hello in your goodbye. Just say goodbye with some hello in your goodbye. Just say goodbye with some hello in your goodbye. goodbye with some hello in your goodbye. Just say goodbye with some hello in your goodbye. Adios, sono la en su despedida. Digan adiós con un hola en su despedida. Digan adiós con un hola en su despedida. Digan adiós con un hola en su despedida.
Cameraman!